This makes me cringe so much, I can't believe it. There's a lot of ways I could answer this question. No. Big no. Hello, what's up? Welcome back to my channel. Hope you're having a great day. So today's video, my first Q&A video. I literally realized that I have not done one of these before in the entire time that I've had my YouTube channel. Just haven't gotten around to doing it, but we're kicking off 2021 with my first Q&A. So let's get started. I'm gonna try to answer all of the questions that you asked me. If I didn't get to your question, I'm so sorry, and I'm gonna do my best. Let's start out with a fun question to kick off this video because I like humor and I like exposing all of the embarrassing stuff that I do. So the first question, most embarrassing middle school story. So honestly, I don't remember, I don't know, I blocked out so much of middle school. I was in middle school from I think like 2012-ish to 2016-ish. I really don't know, somewhere around that time frame. There's like not one big middle school embarrassing story that comes to mind, but I'll just tell you a couple. First one, 7th grade science class. I was just like, you know, sitting in a chair like I am now, and then someone tripped on the chair, and then it pulled the chair out from under me, and then I fell in front of everybody. I don't know, that's not super embarrassing, but it's kind of awkward. The other main embarrassing thing from middle school that I remember was also in 7th grade. It's less embarrassing, but more it just makes me kind of cringe away. But if you went to middle school with me or even high school with me, I promise I've changed a lot and I am not as disastrous as I was back then. There was this kid that I liked, we're just gonna leave it at that. I should have just gone up to him and be like, yo, give me your number or something like that. But no, I wrote him a... This makes me cringe so much, I can't believe it. I wrote him a 1-page note saying reasons why he should give me his phone number. Isn't that just... If you're watching this, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. It was a paper about why that he should do that, and he did, and he probably regretted it. So that's my most embarrassing story, and that just I promise I've changed a lot and I am not as disastrous as I was back then. I've gotten a lot better at talking to people. Great question. Great question. And now let's just move on to the rapid fire questions. Where are you from? I am from Colorado. I was technically born and adopted from China too, if you're wondering. How tall are you? I'm 5'9", 5'10"-ish. People are often surprised at how tall I am. Do you have any pets? Not at the moment. I really want some cats and I really want to name them names that you wouldn't name pets. I think it's really funny to give cats names that are just regular people names. Do you have a boyfriend? No. Do you want kids? Also, big no. Your favorite show right now? My most favorite shows I think are The Middle, Parks and Rec, and New Girl. I like comedies and sitcoms. What grade are you in? I am not in a grade. Well, I mean, I am in a grade, but I'm a freshman in college. Do you have a brother or a sister? No, I am an only child and I love being an only child. People are always like, do you want siblings? And no. And what's your favorite song at the moment? Of course, it's a Taylor Swift song. Champagne Problems. I want to scream that bridge so loudly just from the rooftops in the middle of a field. Such a good song. That's my favorite song at the moment. Then there are 6 other songs off of Evermore that are also my favorite songs at the moment. Could meet a celebrity. Who would it be? Miss Taylor Allison Swift. Where do you want to live when you're older? That's a really good question. I really like traveling and I want to go live in so many places. I want to live in New York City. I want to live in Southern California. I want to live in a cabin in the mountains. I want to live in a castle in the Alps in Europe. I want to live in London. I want to live in Paris. I want to live in Barcelona. I want to live in... Okay, this is just really getting very extensive. I literally want to live almost everywhere. And then the last rapid fire question is where do you buy your clothes from? And honestly, I literally will shop anywhere. It just depends on the well, not anywhere. I am not gonna go shopping on Rodeo or any of that stuff, but you know what I'm talking about. I literally just shop based on what store has the stuff that I want. But anyway, the stores that I really like shopping at are Princess Polly, Holly, ASOS, Aritzia, even though it's kind of expensive and I only have like 2 things from there. Glassons, Motel. I'll put some other stores up here because like my mind is just blinking. And then the like next big set of questions, my most frequently asked questions were all about like YouTube. So when did you start your YouTube channel? I started my YouTube channel in June or so, or maybe July of 2018. What made you start? I've always loved watching YouTube videos. Like I was so into 2013 through 2015, like Alicia Marie, My Life is Ava, May Baby, Sierra, Remy, Mia, all of those people were like, I wanted to be them. But I really just liked watching YouTube videos. I always liked making videos. I remember making a music video with my... This is embarrassing too. Here's another embarrassing story. I would make music videos with the main characters being my stuffed animals, specifically my Webkins. So I would do that. I also made music videos on Club Penguin using the like text box feature, which is a whole other embarrassing thing. But I've always really just liked making videos and doing all that digital stuff. I took digital media every single year in middle school and I really like that. That's how I learned like how to use iMovie and like the basics of Photoshop. When I was like 12 and 13, I would film videos of me like just for myself doing hauls and unboxing boxes and just random stuff. I don't know. Those videos never ever saw the light of day. I don't think I've ever explained why I started my YouTube channel, but here it is. Sophomore year of high school, I did track, which is a spring sport. I did the hurdles, which was kind of a bad idea because I'm clumsy. Basically, like halfway through the season, here's another embarrassing thing that I did. Yay! We were just doing a drill and for some reason, like I jumped wrong. And yes, I'm wearing pajama pants and my ankle, I guess, I don't know, my leg hooked around wrong. Sorry, this is gonna get a little bit graphic, not too graphic, but my leg twisted the wrong way. Why am I laughing? That's not something I should be laughing about. But it was literally during a drill. Some piece like tore off part of the bone on my leg, so that was fun. But anyway, as I was recovering, I was just like, oh, I really kind of didn't like doing track, so what am I gonna do for fun? What am I gonna do as a hobby? I didn't really have like a solid extracurricular activity that I was super into. So like literally, what am I gonna do? So I was like, you know, I'm gonna start a YouTube channel because I've always wanted to do that. I love making videos. And then I did it and here we are. So if you didn't pay attention to any of that, injuring myself leads to what am I gonna do for fun leads to YouTube channel. And then goals for my channel, what motivates you. Basically, I want my channel to be a place that you just feel comfortable in, you feel welcomed, you love, you get a bit of a laugh, you laugh at me doing annoying things. I want this channel to bring you joy and to help you out. I really just want to enjoy the content I'm making, learn new skills. There's just so much I want to do with this channel and I just thank you for your support. I appreciate you so much. And then when did your channel start to get successful? There's a lot of ways I could answer this question. I had this video go quote viral in like 2019-ish. And honestly, I like the idea of the video. Just the makeup in that video makes me want to cringe so hard because I literally just still didn't know how to do makeup. But that video really kind of launched my channel, but I want to say it really started becoming successful this past year in 2020 because that's when I like really like started to focus on my content, really just kick it up a notch instead of just making like random videos of me like drinking coffee in the car. And then with the pandemic and with summer of 2020, I really just had a wave of ideas. I really stepped up the content, I think, and yeah, but it really did take like pretty much a year before it started like yeah. And then how did you find your editing style? So this is a really good question. Basically, as I already said earlier, I kind of learned the basics of iMovie through literally in school. But like that really just taught you how to like cut out the awkward parts and stuff. But as I made videos, I kind of just developed my editing style over time. It's like one of those things that you learn as you go. In each video, you get better at editing. And then with each video, you learn something new. You take inspiration from other YouTubers YouTubers and other content creators, and then you slowly morph that into your own style. You just kind of figure it out and you continue learning new things. And then, have you ever thought about getting Final Cut Pro? So I just did get Final Cut Pro. Actually, I got the trial first and then I got Final Cut Pro. Past maybe 5 videos I've edited on Final Cut Pro. Honestly, I wasn't sure if I was like ever gonna switch to Final Cut Pro because iMovie just does such a great job like for the basics, and if you really like experiment and research and do all of the stuff that are kind of like hidden at first glance. So iMovie is great, but I decided to get Final Cut Pro because I wanted to kind of, I guess, step it up a little bit. If you've been watching my videos for a long time, you know that I often have trouble with lighting, and with Final Cut Pro you have a lot more options to edit the colors, and there's just a couple of things that I wanted to do on Final Cut Pro that you couldn't do it with iMovie, and I couldn't have gotten Final Cut Pro without the support of you, so thank you so much again. But I really would recommend it. They have a 90-day free trial, which is like, what, 3 months, so you can test it out. I'm gonna make a video that's kind of like iMovie versus Final Cut Pro, which one works better for your needs. So there was my very long explanation about Final Cut Pro, and I could have literally just answered that in 3 seconds, but I did not. And then this question is, do you have any suggestions to start a YouTube channel? I actually made this video that has all of my like tips for growth and all of that stuff, and I would recommend watching that video because that is way more in depth than this random Q&A, so I suggest watching that. I also just made a TikTok about like stuff that I did incorrectly when I started my YouTube channel, so also check that out. Do you prefer big or small YouTube accounts and why? The numbers don't matter at all to me. Literally, it just depends on the content. You can have literally 0 subscribers and have the best content ever, or you could have 50 million and your content is not as great. So it literally just depends on the video. I don't care about numbers. That does not determine the quality of your content, I don't think. And then the last category is life and advice and just other kind of questions that just fit into this category. So first question, what are your New Year's resolutions? So I didn't actually like make strict resolutions. There's stuff that I want to just keep in mind more for this new year. First one being, I need to stop caring about what other people think. Number 2, stop being so like perfectionistic and looking for things to overthink, I guess. And number 3 is just to take time to rest and understand that I guess rest and taking breaks is part of success. Then, do you believe in the law of attraction? Yes, I do. If you don't know what the law of attraction is, basically to summarize it, I'm not an expert by any means on this, so if you want to learn more about the law of attraction, Luca Whitaker's videos are really good to explain this and do a much better job of explaining this than I do. But basically, it's just saying the energy that you put out into the universe will return to you. So if you put good energy out into the universe and good positive energy out into the world, then you'll receive good energy and positive energy in return. That's a very simplified definition, but it just makes sense to me that if you put positivity out into the world, you'll receive and see positivity in return. It's like if you're complaining all the time and super like all the time and are like just kind of negative, then that's all you're gonna focus on and see and bring into your life is the negativity. But if you just try your best to put out good energy and try to stay optimistic and upbeat, then you'll see the good and stuff, and that good will come to you. Does that make sense? I hope so. And then the next question is, what's your MBTI? And I'm so glad that somebody asked me this because I literally would have answered this anyway if someone didn't ask me this because I am so extra. But anyway, the short answer is ENTJ, and the long answer is I'm gonna explain to you what MBTI is. So basically, MBTI stands for Myers-Briggs Type Indicator, and it's basically a personality test that goes pretty in depth, I'd say. Obviously, all these personality tests do kind of group you, but I do think that this test is very specific and very helpful to understand the way you think and you process things. Totally recommend taking it. I totally recommend researching it. So literally just look up in your Google whatever and just type in MBTI test and take a couple. Do it now. You'll help understand yourself. I learned about it in 9th grade when my friend taught it to me. In First of all, it's like becoming a thing online, which I like, and I like that a bunch of people are taking this test. For the past 5 years, I literally type everybody that I meet in my head because I think it's an interesting way of understanding people. Also, my Enneagram is 7 wing 8 too, if you're wondering, which is a little bit of a weird combination for ENTJ, but it makes sense for me. And then how do you overcome setbacks? The first thing that I do is take a shower, or I cry to Taylor Swift. But then once I've gotten over the whole screaming part, I think to myself, what can I do to change my situation? What part of the setback was out of my control? Because sometimes setbacks, literally, it just happens because that's a part of life. It's not necessarily in your control at all. I just try to rationalize my way through it. What happened? What part can I change? And how can I move forward? How can I use this setback as a learning experience? How will this help me in the future? And I just kind of understand that setbacks are a part of life. And then unrecruited love advice. Ooh, okay. First of all, don't create a version of this person. I'm gonna call this person Joe. Don't create a fictionalized, romanticized version of Joe in your head, because that's not how Joe really is. It's your ideal version of him. And obviously that could get super, super distorted because you're just creating this fictional person in your mind, and then you expect Joe in real life to be as he is in your head, and that just is not gonna work. So that's my first thing, is don't romanticize people like that. Second thing, I'm gonna assume this is romantic, even though it could obviously be with friends too, but I'm gonna assume this is romantic. I actually heard this from the Pretty Basic podcast, Alicia's in Remy's, and I think it's super helpful. But don't think, am I enough for this person? Is what I have to offer good enough for this person? You are cool and you're awesome and you're confident and you are beautiful. Think, is what this person has to offer, is that enough for me? Is this person gonna even treat me right and stuff? So just ask yourself that question, because that kind of flips it. So, And then also don't put your whole worth in whether Joe or whatever likes you back, because that also ain't it. That is not what we're gonna be doing in 2021. You are so worthy whether or not Joe likes you back or whatever. It's just maybe Joe's not the right person. If he is the right person for you, then it will work out. And if he's not, then that just brings you into the next step of finding the right person. Then top 3 things you've learned or been told in life. Honestly, I'm just gonna tell you the stuff that I learned recently because there's so much stuff that I've learned, but I'm just gonna tell you stuff that I think is important to know right now for 2021. Confidence is a mindset. Literally just fake it till you make it. Like, hotness is a mindset too. Don't dislike something solely because it's popular, and then don't like something solely because it's popular either. And then number 3, if you believe you can get something, then you can do it. And then how do you manage your time? I don't. I try my best to manage my time, but honestly, I'm one of those types of people who will fill out an entire to-do list and like an entire schedule for me, and then I will just like ignore it the next day and just kind of do what I want to. Basically, I think the best way to manage your time is to block out time for each task. Time blocking really works well. I'm not the best at it, but I want to try to get better at it. And then what was the best and the worst part of high school? So the best part was probably just making friends and really just kind of getting to know people and just kind of finding my way, I guess, in all the learning experiences. The worst part was probably that high school wasn't exactly like a coming of age movie, which was kind of sad. Drama isn't fun. Friendship breakups aren't fun. I don't know. I really don't think too much about the past really ever, but I do think high school is overall pretty good. And then what do you want to do in life career-wise? I want to work in fashion. I really like fashion. I really like clothes. I also really like doing content. I want to continue doing that for forever. There's just so many things that I want to do, but basically just kind of in the realm of digital media and marketing and fashion. But anyway, that was it for today's video. I really hope you enjoyed this Q&A. Definitely kind of long, but I hope you enjoyed it. And comment down below if you want to see more of these Q&As. I really liked filming this one, but yeah. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed it, please give it a thumbs up. Comment down below anything you want to. Subscribe to my channel. Turn that notification bell on. Follow me on Instagram and TikTok, and I'll see you next time. Bye.